Speak on the Animal Welfare Amendment Bill, and in doing so I must first of all congratulate my colleague Simon Bridges, the MP for Tauranga, also the Minister of Agriculture, the Honourable David Carter, and of course the National-led government for, within a period of 10 years, doing something meaningful around this issue of animal welfare. So we've heard a range of debate, and I would have to say that I'm delighted to see the agreement around the House here, Mr. Speaker. But I would venture to say that whilst we do have agreement, that if we were to decide on animal welfare at the extremes of the situation, you'd find that our views would be considerably divided. And I make that point because when you look at animals, we have different regimes of treatment. I was just thinking that many of us would have a cat inside the house, and we wouldn't like to have our cat outside the house. Some of us have our dogs inside the house, others wouldn't have their dogs in the house. I've also heard today that judges are the problems. But Mr. Speaker, I'm of the view that this bill actually improves the law, and it wasn't the problem entirely of the judges. It was the problem that somebody taking a prosecution faced, that they had to meet a very high threshold. And it was that high threshold that meant that going for it often meant that they failed, so that for the very point of being able to get a conviction, they settled for the lesser of the penalties, the ill treatment of animals as an offence. And that often made things look very, very distorted, Mr. Speaker. So in principle, the threshold was set too high to show that there was willful ill treatment of animals, so that to get a conviction at any level, there was an attempt to go for the ill treatment of animals, which was a lot less serious offence. The penalties were not progressive enough. And on that basis, this bill, Mr. Speaker, is very, very clever, because it introduces another category, that category being reckless ill treatment. And I believe that that is very, very important and something that shouldn't be overlooked. And I'm sure that as we go through this bill in select committee and we consider the submissions, there will be situations that take issue with that.
I'm sorry to interrupt the member, but the time has come for me to leave the chair. This debate is interrupted and the bill is set down for resumption next sitting day.